We did it.
We did it.
Beautiful.
So we are on day 3 of week 3. Or sorry, day 2 of week 3.
Day 2 of week 3.
Which is Gevurah in Tiferet. Looking at the strength or discipline of compassion. This is an interesting sentence here. Compassion is not an expression of the bestower's needs, but a response to the recipient's needs.
Mm-hmm.
So this is different. Because we were talking about the difference between love and compassion. I think that's a good sentence to encapsulate that. Like, love is you wanting to show something, and like
compassion is giving what they need.
Yeah, like love is more something because you want to, because you love it, and whereas compassion is responding to them, and maybe it's less about you if you're doing it healthily. I like that as far as answering that question that was sort of hanging.
Maybe by the end of the week we'll figure out exactly how to encapsulate
as we learn more about the difference between compassion and love. Am I more compassionate with strangers than with close ones? If yes, why? I think it is easier to be compassionate with strangers sometimes if you really get into their, especially like because I've said before, I used to do closed captioning. When I'd listen to stories, I'd feel so much for these people, and then it's like if I look around my own community, I was like, whatever. Like, but it is easier in some way to be compassionate with strangers than even your own family, because you're like, for your family, like, you can do better. You're better than that. You're faking it or something like that.
Exactly. I find myself having the same tendency, which is that like the longer I know somebody, the more I sort of absorb them, I feel like, and then I have these like the way I can be mean to myself. I feel like I can be more judgmental of them. And I always stop short of how judgmental I am of myself when it comes to other people, because I'm more judgmental of myself than anybody else. But this idea that I am more compassionate with others than I am with like people that I know very well, I think that we push harder with people that we know better, and we're more compassionate and more gentle with people that we know less.
It's possible we have that, as they talk about like in dating, like you shouldn't be in love with the idea of the person, you should be in love with them. But so it's like with a stranger, maybe we do have an idea of them, this poor starving person, or this poor, I don't know, their car is broken down, I feel so bad for them, whereas maybe they're really not that good of a person, actually. Who knows?
We don't know them well enough to have any negative judgments of them.
That's true.
That's funny.
Another question, perhaps the contrary. Does my compassion for my family and close ones overshadow others' needs? It's interesting.
Oh, so do I choose my family over like
others when I should be
choosing others?
Not that we're supposed to focus on the word should, but like
right. I definitely care. Like I'm more compassionate towards my family and their needs than I am to like that greater outside circle. When those needs are in conflict. And I think that that's something that we talked about the first week. We talked about like
natural, I think.
Yeah, because we talked about our circles of empathy, and this is an exercise that I do with my students often is I talk to them about boundaries and like what those boundaries look like. And we talked a little bit about that in the first week as well. But yes, I will sometimes, I guess when there are equal needs, I will choose my family over, somebody else. And even when there's a little bit of inequality when it comes to those needs, I'll still choose the people that I am closest to over the needs of others, as far as showing compassion.
Yeah, like let's say my sister had a show and also my friend had a show. Like I'm probably going to go to my sister's because I don't get to see her perform that often, and it's like more important for her. But like if my friend really gave some kind of compelling argument and then I talked to my sister about it, I'd probably go to the friend's show. Something like that.
It really is just a matter of choosing those needs often and knowing where our biases lie, right? Like my bias is obviously going to lie towards my family. And I think that that's a good thing. I think that it's good that my bias goes that way.
Yeah, I mean, because like blood is thicker than water, and sometimes your family isn't the best people either, though.
Do you know the whole quote for that, though?
No.
The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, so it's actually opposite. That's how we use that quote. We use the quote, like, blood is thicker than water to mean, like, family over friends. I never knew it came from there. But it comes from the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So the idea is that the promises that we make to others is actually more important than the family relations that we have, but we use it the other way around.
That's
I just think
so
it's really
interesting.
Funny. It's really strange.
Well, then that would be an interesting one to debate here if we had more time. Mm-hmm. What about, do I give too much or too little? Do others take advantage of the compassionate nature? there's just a lot of questions for this one. And it's easy to talk about, like, boundaries of compassion. I feel like I could give more sometimes in a lot of cases. Like, I used to be really good at giving money for just random GoFundMes. I'd go and look and give like $1 to $5 a day, and I haven't done that in a while. Although it's not like out of a lack of compassion. I think it's just out of a lack of just me being lazy. Like, I don't know, not responding to others' needs. So there's one thing.
I mean, I vacillate as I've gotten older. Like, I've gone from giving way too much to not giving enough to, again, giving too much to not giving enough. And it's just, that's a constant balance for me, is figuring out where my boundaries, where my discipline lies when it comes to compassion.
I feel like I don't have enough people to give to, and maybe that's a good thing. Because it's like, not many people come to me needing something, and or like I only have so many good friends that they're like top of mind when it comes to needing to care for them or wanting to care for them. And so it's not like I have too many people vying for my attention and stuff, so maybe that's a good thing too. And maybe that's one reason why I feel like I don't give enough, is because I'm not giving to like outside people that much when I maybe could be.
I don't know. I feel like that one's a constant like balance, is figuring things out like that.
Yeah. Okay. What about one more?
I just noticed your earrings are really pretty.
Oh, thank you. Turquoise. Lots of turquoise today.
Woo!
Do I apply myself to determine this person's needs? And what was the one that came before it? Do I commit the crime of compassion by helping the person with something harmful, giving money to buy a harmful substance?
Ooh, the crime of compassion.
Yeah. This makes me think of that hard love thing again.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever done that to a person. Yeah. Am I an enabler? No.
I think I have been in the past.
Yeah.
It's really weird when you get like loyalty twisted up with integrity, and then like turning back around and leaning on integrity. It's hard, but doing that is always better. So. Yeah,
like no, I haven't done that any time in like recent past, and there's not too many people that I can think of. Like, luckily in my life that like I would be aiding and abetting or whatever with their bad habits.
That's good.
So I don't know, like that's a good one, I guess. Exercise for the day. Express your compassion in a focused and constructive manner by addressing someone's specific needs. So don't just be like, oh, I know that so-and-so really likes horses. I'm gonna go get them a horse poster. Maybe ask them, what do you need?
What do you actually need?
What do you need? And they're like, oh, I just need a horse, little tiny toy. I don't know, just a stupid example, but it gets the point across.
I think one of my favorites is like, I have a friend who like really wants to do X, Y, and Z crafts, but really needs to spend time like organizing their life. And it's so much easier for me as a person to just be like, oh, I could get them this craft thing and give that to them. But in reality, what I need to give them is like time in order to help them organize and do that. Like, for me, that's where I think about. So that's what I'll do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.